What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? And what's up, Team Trill? Y'all, listen, we got to talk about what's going on in the Real Housewives of Atlanta. First of all, that show is dead in the water. Second of all, it has been confirmed that Kenya showed some pictures. Now, she's saying they're not revenge P, but it's being confirmed she showed some pictures. But y'all, there's something even deeper going into play. What do the producers have against Kenya? Because this is getting weird. And I was minding my business being nosy. Shout out to Misha, in my opinion. And I was watching Mariah Huck's. You remember Mariah from Married to Medicine? She was the show. She was the show, and the show went downhill, right? But she was on Instagram Live, and she was saying that she thinks that the producers. She confirmed what a lot of us think, that the producers actually had a part to play in Kenya showing those pictures. But more importantly, NBC Bravo saying that, and Love B. Scott, who oddly enough really distanced himself away from Kenya, said that she was either fired or, I don't know, indefinite leave. Kenya said she wasn't fired, she quit. And she's thinking about suing because she's implying that the producers actually set her up. But y'all, the funny thing is, there has been new things coming out, right? And it's leading me to believe that everything Kenya's been saying actually might be true. Because get this, I was on Twitter, and Illy Lily posted this and said, wait, so Kenya didn't do Revenge P and they still fired her on a technicality? Yeah, Bravo hates her, and it was just bad timing when they are in the middle of the Caroline Manzo and SA lawsuit. I would go so far to say it is Bravo, it's not NBC Universal, right? It says, so it's this thing that was screenshot saying Bravo never accused Kenya of Revenge P. That was never what the investigation was about. So again, here's the way I think that they're setting up Kenya. They're saying that it wasn't about Revenge P. So those pictures she showed, they were going to look the other way. Why? Because I am almost more than certain, sorry, I'm rubbing. I'm almost more than certain that the producers are the ones that found the pictures, that gave them to Kenya, and this was supposed to be, the producers is basically like a soap opera right now. They're the ones that push everything along. And that's probably the reason they even hired Brit, because they thought that's where it was going to go. So I think that's why they never accused Kenya of Revenge P. And they didn't even investigate that. Listen to this. It was about determining if Kenya's actions involving sexually blank images violated a code of conduct. And they did. And she can point. And here's the interesting thing, because this is from the producers and this is directly from Love B. Scott. And it's a hostile tone from the producers, almost daring Kenya to sue. Kenya can point fingers all she wants, but she has nobody to blame but herself. It keeps going. While outside sources say Kenya's considering legal actions, we're told neither production nor the network are concerned because no one decided to show those images but Kenya. Again, where did Kenya get the images? Where did Kenya get the idea? Where did Kenya get gassed up? I'm guessing the producers of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And when it all blew up, they threw Kenya under the bridge. And now the producers that never liked Kenya are daring her to sue. And you know what? I hope we do see Kenya. I hope I see Kenya sue. Because at the end of the day, the fact that they said no one decided to show those images of her, the producers are acting like if you don't become their puppet and token, they will not fire you. They will not cut you out of scenes. They will not mess up your. Look the way Portia's a producer of Bond, the way Phaedra was, the way half the people on there are. The way half the people are. It's crazy to me that people are acting like on a reality TV that if you don't do the things that the producers want, that you will get work and that you will be paid. Now, should she have showed those pictures? Absolutely not. But the fact that she felt comfortable doing them, showing it, because the sources are saying that the producers are the ones that even introduced this idea. And then to say she has no one decided to show those images but her. Now, again, there could be more to the story. I'm just giving you my take off of articles, okay? Now, she definitely showed the images. It says it in the article, but also Illy Lilly goes on to say, I mean, they acknowledged the images didn't fall under the legal definition of revenge P, which I think Kenya thought I think Kenya thought that distinction would save her. And in turn, they fired her on a vague code of conduct. They said, if you read the article, it's actually crazy how the producers, are talking about Kenya. They're basically daring her to sue. Okay. Let me just say this, Bravo ain't ish. And this is why the reality shows are going, because they're truly original, whoever produces, there is an undercurrent of meanness, of vileness. Everything we've seen unfold on Married to Medicine, on Potomac, on Housewives, on Beverly Hills, and whoever else, it is a reflection of what the producers think the people want to see. That whole Andy Cohen, uh, 2000 and what? When was Real Housewives of New Jersey? 2010 to circa 2020, evil, petty, vindictive, no boundaries, messiness. Nobody wants to see that ish anymore. It's weird, especially considering they've been doing it for the last 20 years. It's just weird. But this shit that they did to Kenya is hard. We should cancel them. We should cancel this. And get this, to me, reading this, it sounds like she was definitely threatened by Britney, because even how they are carefully wording that situation about Britney with the bang bang, we should just cancel them. I think at the end of the day, they just didn't want to pay Kenya. I think that they were looking for a reason to gracefully bow out of season 16 because they don't have anything. They suspended all filming. Portia don't got storyline. Kenya was the only storyline. That's done. Brittany, they're saying is boring. All the other people are either boring or they just don't want to show anything positive. I don't know. The point is, the producers feel like they have nothing. And instead of just saying they have nothing, they want to blame Kenya for violating a code of conduct so she can never be hired on any other NBC Universal show. You know that, right? On top of that, it looks bad on her resume. They are trying to taint her legacy. On top of that, they're going to use her as a scapegoat for the reason why they ended all season 16. They ended Real Housewives of Atlanta before season 16. Instead of just saying, but they can just do what they want because nobody's slow. Real Housewives of Atlanta is getting canceled because the producers took an award-winning show and through their ego, their hubris, their racism, my opinion, they destroyed it. They let Carlo Kings go. The show went left. They kept on going, going, going. They started thinking that they didn't want to work well with bloggers and highlight bloggers that were doing recaps, binge worthy, Richie Sky, Misha, in my opinion. They didn't want to uplift people on Twitter because they somehow thought that's why views were going, instead of seeing the future that, like, no, these people are driving engagement to your show for free. You should be trying to work with them to link up, to help promote. They don't want to do that. They thought that they were still sitting in 2010, where like, and looking at bloggers, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, like they were nothing. Like they didn't run stuff. Like they were just online wordles when they didn't realize you literally isolated your core base. But you guys the producers are so dense, they couldn't even spread out and get more, you know? Anyway, get this. They said, we'll start. This is Love B. Scott. And again, this is how you know Bravo is daring and Love B. Scott is going. What I hope they know now that Love B. Scott, whoever his sources were, it wasn't Kenya, because he's completely throwing Kenya under the bus. He said, we'll start with the bang bang threat allegation. Sources close to the situation tell us that Kenya did raise claims of an alleged bling bling threat made by newbie Brittany Eady before her hair spa bit, but production investigated and couldn't substantiate the claims. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. And why would Kenya bring that up before her event if it didn't happen? There's no indication of Kenya refusing to film or taking some time off. That's because Kenya is a single mom and she needs the money. And I'm sick of Bravo acting like, their contracts, if they don't show up and film, and get involved in an episode, they won't get paid for that episode. With Nene and them trying to mess up their paychecks, Bravo trying to mess up the paychecks, you get paid per scene, not per season. So, of course, Kenya didn't refuse to film. She needed to promote her hair salon. Of course, Kenya didn't say she's taking some time off because she needs the paycheck. And it's dumb of anybody to think otherwise. Our sources say she continued to plan her hair spa event with no added precautions or additional concerns for her safety. There was security at the event and they had metal detectors too, I'm hearing. Anyway, Part of that planning included blowing up blankly compromising photos of Britney to display for attendees. Again, where did Kenya get those photos? Because if she got them from production and production either suggested or was okay with Kenya moving using those four photos, you know what that means. You know what that means. That means that the production are also accomplices, and that means that they should also be suspended. And that means the production company should too. But we'll see how it turns out, y'all. Listen, shout out to Kenya for walking away from this toxic place. And at the end of the day, season 16, even if probably is canceled dead in the water, but regardless, it's going to be a flop. The producers are the worst on all the Bravo shows. Well, not all of them, the new ones, but nobody watches the new ones because it's the same weird cocktail of toxicness. Listen, they're trying to do Kenya how they did Nene, and I hope Mark Garagos picks up her case and goes in to that and finally takes down Bravo, because they honestly, for real, need to be humbled, because you know that they talk to Kenya with no fear and so much content. And listen, and something about the way these producers were talking about Kenya just rubbed me the wrong way. Real Housewives of New Jersey literally just aired an episode where a cast member shattered a glass on another cast member's neck, and they aired it in its entirety. Y'all, what code of conduct does Bravo have? The white franchises are 100% more violent and with crazier accusations. Yeah, y'all got my opinion on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.